fight, and we're pretty familiar with them. They're obviously familiar with us, and they do a nice job, especially when they get the lead. They can make it hell for people.
John Glenn.
Hey, Arthur. Pretty unusual last week, for Corey. Such a consistent season, and he had a few drops last week. Rob Moore said he thought, Corey might have been pressing a little bit. Wondering, what your take on that was, and do you talk to him on the sideline? Do you talk to him after the game about something like that?
Well, I mean, Corey's had a heck of a year, and he's done a tremendous job for us offensively, and is a huge part of our success. And sometimes if guys get in that, we believe in Corey, and so we continue to call his number, and he's delivered big for us, and he delivered big for us down the stretch. He had a huge third down conversion that last drive. So those are the games. I mean, it happens. That you take anybody. You just kind of work through it, and that's a lot of confidence we have in Corey.
Thank you.
Terrell.
Yeah, good morning, Coach.
Morning.
On the other side, you got A.J. Brown, who really stepped up in that last game, and he continues to do that. What would you say is kind of the reasoning for his ability to step up like this in big plays in big games?
Well, both those guys have, and we've had multiple guys step up in big moments, and I mean, it's underrated, but it's true up front when you get in those big moments. Everybody sees the throw and the catch, which were great, but there's also the spacing and the routes, guys being at the route depth. If Corey's not at the route depth, you probably don't get that shot. And obviously it starts up front too. I mean, these guys did a heck of a job protecting. The stuff we asked the tight ends to do, it all logistically, it goes together. In those big moments, those guys all step up. And so we just feel as a whole offense, we've got a lot of playmakers. Maybe I'm a little biased from a lineman's perspective, but a lot of those are RBIs, runs batted in, and those guys doing their job. Credit goes to all of them.
And then with Derek, this past game, you're getting close to that 2,000-yard number. Is that something that you have in mind, or you just continue just doing business as usual? How did that go as far as him getting that 2,000 when he was close?
Well, we were obviously calling it to win the game, and we the way the flow of the game went, he was able to do that. I mean, if he sat here and gave you coach speak, said he didn't understand, I wasn't paying attention to it going in. I mean, everybody knew that he was close to 2,000 yards, but that's not why he got it. I mean, he got it to credit to how he's taking care of himself. He's coming up big in big moments, and really how the offense is blocked as a whole. So, we were going to do whatever we had to do to win the game. That hasn't changed, and it won't change this Sunday. And it was just a credit to him and really the whole offense, how it worked out throughout the season and how it finished in Week 17.
Gentry?
Yeah, Arthur, obviously a lot of reports of some of the interest you're getting from other teams. Has your preference been to not entertain that until after the season? Is that realistic to kind of put that aside in terms of the timing of those kind of things? Yeah,
I mean, you got to, like I said, was asked about a couple of weeks ago. You can't focus on that. I mean, it's like, it's a credit to where we're at offensively, to be in that conversation. And there's so many factors that are involved, and the credit goes to so many people, players and staff. But so it's like kind of when, Derek's close to 2,000 yards, but you can't let that affect you and get you off of, how are you going to call a game or how are you going to prepare? That's not what I believe in. You got to compartmentalize and say, all right, here's the job at hand. You can't worry about things that are coming down the road. It's just kind of the way I've lived my life, and to focus on the task at hand, because it's not right to sit there and cheat the job you're in. And I've never thought like that.
Dave Leclerc.
Along those lines, though, Arthur, was when you got into this business, was becoming a head coach the ultimate goal, and how exciting is it that could be a real possibility here at some point?
Well, like I said, there's a time and place for everything, and really the focus is on. I don't want anything to distract from the focus. Is a playoff game we got to go win, and on these guys that deserve it and have earned it, and to me it's insignificant anything in regards to me. I just don't want to go there and we got to get ready because we have a hell of a challenge on Sunday, and that's the reality of it.
Teresa?
Arthur, that said, you mentioned compartmentalizing, and I've always been curious about this. When you're doing your job and then there's potential job opportunities, do you do that kind of prep work in the off season on, rare time off? I mean, when is it that somebody who wants to take that next step to potentially getting a head coach job do that groundwork so that they can make their case in interviews to other teams?
Everybody's different. Like I said, I have everybody's, the way they handle things are different. Like I said, I just focus on the job at hand and do a really good job that Braves hired me to do, and John. And if things work out, they work out. But I don't worry about it. I don't try to run a campaign or an election campaign. I just don't believe in that. I got to do a really good job of the job I have, and that's all I care about.
Luke?
Coach Bowen was just talking about the preparation that the players have in terms of finishing the job in late game situations. What's yours and Vrabel's philosophy in terms of getting players ready for those moments in practice?
Yeah, that stuff starts, in the offseason, the focus, many conversations that he and I have and stretch. And Braves does a great job of putting us in those situations in camp, and you try to practice them as much as you can. So you think, it's like a lot of things that come up during a game. Now, that work's done behind the scenes, and there's nothing real flashy about it. You're late at night, you're talking about things with the staff, and you're trying to put yourself in the best spots. And when you have a lot of time to get through it and where you want to put guys, and then those guys, you see the 3 hours on Sunday, and then you get in those situations, and they've repped it. You've talked through it. And Braves does, like I said, he does a heck of a job with that situational stuff. And we've been there and we've repped it. So it's not just by chance and you're wishing and hoping. Now, those guys, the credit goes to those guys that are out there executing. But there's a lot of conversations that happen throughout the year, and we're constantly looking at it and evolving and seeing what we can do better.
All right. That was all the questions. Appreciate your time, Coach.
Thank y'all.
Thank you, Arthur.
Thanks, Arthur.